Well, I'm here today with Lieutenant Governor Tressel, as well as Sim Merrick, who heads up the Ohio EMA. We're here at the Ohio Emergency Management Agency in Columbus as our teams continue to monitor the large storm that's been spinning over the Midwest for the past several days. As you can see on the monitors behind us, the storm is currently just sitting on top of us. What's concerning about the storm is its slow pace. It's churning over the Midwest, continuing dumping rain on the same areas of the country, including Ohio. Our experts tell us that they expect continued heavy rainfall throughout the state, on and off all this weekend, including the potential for severe thunderstorms in southwest Ohio, particularly on Saturday. The system isn't expected to move out of the state until sometime on Sunday. The facts are, as we have observed from the air and on the ground, that our ground is now really saturated here in Ohio. Our biggest concern right now, particularly for the southern half of Ohio, is flooding and flash flooding. The storm has already dumped a lot of rain all over the state since Wednesday. We currently have quite a bit of localized flooding. Our rivers and tributaries are already swollen, and there are currently around 70 roads closed across the state of Ohio, about 70 roads currently closed. As this weather system continues to linger, we know this flooding will only get worse. I do want to be clear, though, we do not expect this storm to bring record levels of flood waters. We do not expect that. But we are expecting moderate flooding, particularly in the southern half of the state. The last time we saw flooding of this nature was in 2021. We expect more roads to flood over, more water in businesses and in basements, and more low-lying areas will also flood. Those here in the EMA's Emergency Operations Center have been coordinating with local law enforcement, local emergency management agencies in the state to ensure that they have everything that they need at the local level. That communication obviously will continue. The Ohio State Highway Patrol continues to remain fully engaged in monitoring and responding to the storm's impacts across the state. Troopers are maintaining high visibility and will respond as conditions evolve to ensure the safety of motorists. They work very, very closely with our local sheriff's office. Our local sheriffs do a phenomenal job keeping us informed. They do a phenomenal job right on the ground helping the citizens of their county. Our teams over at the Ohio Department of Transportation have also been preparing by actively cleaning out culverts and drainage pipes, which help prevent water from backing up onto the roads. We also have ODOT teams on standby throughout the state with chainsaws, other specialized equipment to remove downed trees and limbs from the roads. Similarly, our Ohio Department of Natural Resources Division of Parks and Watercraft has swift water rescue equipment at the ready, if needed, and we certainly hope it is not needed, but they are prepared. I want to thank all the first responders who will be responding this weekend. We know that they do a phenomenal job. We depend on them, and we're very thankful for them. I'm going to now turn it over to Lieutenant Governor Tressel, who's going to talk about some of the dangers that we want to warn people about. One of the reasons we wanted to do this press conference here as we begin to approach the weekend and the continued rain is we want to make sure that people are alert to the biggest dangers that they face. Lieutenant Governor.
Thank you, Mr. Governor, and it really has been impressive to watch our Department of Public Safety, Director Wilson and Director Sim Merrick and Emergency Management Agency have us prepared for the inevitable things that come our way. I think my first meeting with you as the Lieutenant Governor was right here as you were imploring us to make sure that we're ready for every situation so that every Ohioan can be safe and can be informed. And so my task here this afternoon is just to give those last few coaching points, if you will, to make sure that we're ready for every situation. And the most dangerous situation in this case is flash flooding. And flash flooding can happen very quickly, and you need to make sure that you get to higher ground immediately. It's also very, very dangerous, and we've got to make sure that we never drive, walk, or wade through floodwater. Don't try to get around barriers that have been put up, because the barriers were put up for a reason, that there's danger behind them. Always try to be weather aware. It's pretty well known that the ground is saturated and the streams and rivers are swelling, and we've got to be aware. Listen closely to what public officials are telling us. They have the most up-to-date information, and it's impressive to watch just how close they can be to exactly what the situation is on the ground. Have a safe shelter plan. It's crucial that you know ahead of time where you can seek safe shelter in the event of a flood. Pay attention to the changing conditions, and again, continue to listen to updates. If you are under a flood warning, seek shelter immediately. I'd like to turn it over to our Director, Sima Merrick of our Emergency Management Agency, to share with you a little bit more of what all of us should be thinking about at this moment.
Thank you, Lieutenant Governor. As the Lieutenant Governor and Governor indicated, I'm Sima Merrick, and I'm the Director here at Ohio Emergency Management. A couple things that I just want to reiterate is the most important thing that anyone can do, any of us and our families, is know how to get important information, how to communicate with our family if we're in separate locations, and know where your trusted sources are for information, right? So our alerts on our mobile devices, to make sure those notifications are turned on. You're going to get your most up-to-date, both locally and from state officials, on where and those hazards are and at what time that risk and that hazard is to impact you. So you want to make sure you have them turned on. The other thing is, you know, for people who listen to radio and broadcast TV, cable, and social media, there is a lot of good up-to-date information for people to get information from there. Locally, on our local channels, our local radio stations, they are giving real-time alerts all the time. And our local TV stations also have the apps that we can turn on their notifications. So when there is a warning or a watch or a flood watch issued, you will get that on your device, as well as generally get it from your local news. The other thing is, really think about that plan if you're separated, right, from your family. So if your loved ones are at school or if they're at work, know where you will all meet in case there is a flood or you can't get back home. A place where you can connect and reconvene together and be safe. And then lastly, I think that it's so important for you to have ready for you, especially if you're in a high-risk area, a to-go bag with you that has medications and batteries and a flashlight. And in particular, you want to make sure that you have those medications for a couple days, and you also are thinking about your pets. Take your pets along with you. Please bring them in out of the risk areas. Thank you.
We're happy to take questions. Yeah, Sima, you want to describe it?
Yes, sir. So we are at level 2 of 4 in this room. It's called assessment and monitoring. We have been in this phase since earlier this week. As indicated, the storms have been kind of circling around and installed over top of us. At that point, assessment and monitoring means we are engaged even more closely with our county partners, our county emergency management agencies, as well as our state agencies and state partners. That gives us a better level of reporting to ensure that we are reporting and communicating up and down and sideways, and also getting stuff out to the media as well. We will continue into this posture till the storm kicks out of the state, and right now we have calls with the National Weather Service, the Army Corps of Engineers, our county partners, and our state agencies as well.
Okay, I'm sorry, say that again. Well, look, the Guard is always on standby. We do not anticipate the use of the Guard during this crisis, but if they're needed, they certainly will be called in. Anybody else? Well, I think the main concern at this point is water. It's a cumulative problem. We're building on what's already occurred. As you can see, it's just sitting over us. And, you're just adding to that water, and the water's got no place to go. And that's just what we're seeing, and that's what we're concerned about, frankly.
Could you talk about some of the damage that's already occurred with the high winds over the last few days?
Yeah, I mean, I was getting reports all last night. We continue to get reports. You've got some barns down. You've not had to my knowledge, no serious injuries. So these have been, a hit and miss type situation in some of the counties. But, if it's your property, it's not hit or miss, and it's not small, it's big. We're just not seeing a widespread damage. Some of you want to report anything else on that?
Sure. Thank you, Governor. The governor's absolutely correct. We have had damages across multiple counties from winds, straight line winds, some tornadoes. Yes, if you are impacted, it's a big deal. But we have been somewhat lucky to this point with the severe winds and storms that have come through. There are damages, but not near what we've seen in some of our other states. Thank you, sir.
Anybody else?
You mentioned we were at level 2. Can you talk about, is that a scale where 1 is worse or
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah, so a level 1 is we're at normal operations, blue sky days. A level 2 is we know stuff is going on. Not that we're necessarily impacted at that point, but we're monitoring and keeping track and reaching out to all of our partners. A 3 is when we would start to call partners into this room because we have some actionable support that we're providing out to our local communities and cities. And then 4 is if this whole room is full. So we're at 2 of 4.